Everyone, welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Warm-up number 13 is on the screen. That shouldn't take you long since we've been hammering these pretty well. Number 1 and number 2 should be a review. Same thing as number 3. How's home play? Good? Yeah? Brandon, odds? Yeah? All right. Yeah, just double checking. I know some of you wanted to do all of them, but it's okay. Odds are okay. All right. So, number 1, what'd you get for number 1? Actually, what is the first thing we check for, Andrew? Yeah, you said the negative symbol in between the parentheses. And if we do, we distribute that. That becomes positive 5x squared, negative 6, and negative 5x. Make sure you double check that. Some of you kind of like ran that red light right there. So what'd you get for your answer? Pass someone, Andrew. Oh, Bailey, what'd you get? Oh, sorry. My bad. Let it go. Let it. All right. 14x squared minus 7x minus 2 minus 10. 16. All right, my bad. Minus 16. Hands if you got that. Looks about right. All right. Number 2. What's the first thing you did for number 2? Share with your neighbor, and then Bailey's going to pass it to someone. All right. Bailey, go. Courtney. Check for negatives. So we have one here, including that y. So we distribute that. That becomes positive 4y squared and positive 3y. No longer use these. And do we distribute that 6 might as well? Yes, 6y minus 18. Bless you. All right. So now that we have that, what you get, check with your neighbor, and Courtney Jean's going to pass it to someone. What you get for that one, number 2? Bless you. All right, pass someone. All right, Selena. Hands, have you got that? That is correct. All right. Number 3, let me get you started with this one. Bam. What's the first thing you do? Check with your neighbor, and Selena's going to pass it to someone. What's the first thing to do on that one? The first thing to do. All right. Pass someone, Selena. Trinity, what is the first thing you did? Multiply times negative 2 everything. That is correct. Times negative 2, times negative 2, times negative 2. So we're left with negative 180 less than or equal to, tell your neighbor why I flipped that, 6y plus 15, less than 60, and it's negative. So far so good, yes? All right, pass someone, Trinity. Me? Let's go. So then I subtract 15 from all sides, subtract 15, and we're left with negative 195 less than or equal to 6y less than negative 75. Okay. So Show your neighbor the last step before Brandon Felix enlightens us with the answer at the end. Show your neighbor the last step to do. Last step, last step. All right, what do we do at the end? Let's go. Divide by 6, everything by 6. So therefore, 195 divided by 6 is negative, let's see, 195 divided by 6, that's 318. Subtract, that's 1, 5. Twice, that's 12. 3, add a decimal and a 0. And that is 5. So that is 32.5 less than or equal to y, less than negative 75 divided by 6. Fits in there once. Subtract, that's 1. Bring the 5 down, that's twice. 3, add a decimal and a 0. So that is 5. So this is 12.5. Hands, have you got that by yourself? Yeah, we got this, yes? We're ready for Friday, right? So we're like, what? Yeah, Friday. Let's go. Copy your agenda for today. Warm-up number 13. Today we're moving on to product of polynomials. Some of you are going to be like, oh, I remember these. Yeah, but today we're going to crank it up a little bit more. Just FYI BTW. Your home plate for tonight, pages 290, 291, and you're doing numbers 1 through 7 only. Tell your neighbor which ones only, please. Yeah, unless you want to do the whole thing, that's fine with me. Now, once again, guys, if for some reason you leave the classroom, if you are absent, or whatever the case, where shall we go? So let me show you really quick. I'll have you finish in a little bit. You go to YouTube, to my channel, 23 Mr. Q. It comes up as a Jedi Master with numbers. You guys see that? It's not a hacker. No, it's a Jedi Master. So anyways, you go to videos, and here you have the latest, or you can change that to latest. And yesterday's was what? Add, subtract, and classify polynomials. So if you missed anything from the lesson, click on that. Get whatever information, including the Nearpod code. It should be in there. Now, yesterday's home play was not on Nearpod. Where was it? Tell your neighbor. Yeah, on Canvas. On Canvas, I started a new module titled Polynomials. The play sheet's in there. Okay? So anyways, all your lessons should be in here. Now, make sure you skip some, because some of them are for my statistics course, which is this one, percent. You didn't cover that. Standard deviation, you didn't cover that. But if you guys want to study statistics with us, you can go ahead and watch those as well. But anyways, that's the way to go. Yeah? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. So once again, warm-up number 13, product of polynomials, which means to multiply polynomials. And your home play for tonight, 290, 291, they're also going to be in Canvas. Okay? So you never where? Yeah, because I got an email earlier, so I'm like, Mr. Q, I don't know where to get the home plate. Canvas, please. Some days I am going to include it on the Nearpod, but the days that I don't, there it is. Copy that code, please. 2JXYK, 2JXYK, and that's if you fall behind, because we're going to go expeditiously today, like always, right? So make sure you are keeping up with the notes. All right, here we go. So that was last night. Go to Canvas, turn that in, please. 276, 277 odds. The assignment starts with the word odds, and then whatever the page or the work, which was adding polynomials. And then get a Cornell note ready, please. You don't need a Frere model today. I'll give you some time. Nope. All right, good. All right, here we go. I can multiply polynomials. I can multiply polynomials. So by now we don't need a Frere model because we know what polynomials are, yes? So without looking at your notes, tell your neighbor the definition for polynomials, please. All right, type that definition on your screen. You got 30 seconds. Go. 30 seconds, no notes. Now, by now, if you don't know the definition, my goodness, I'm going to send Maya A to slap people around. My goodness. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, how'd you do? Did you write monomials or sum or difference of monomials? A little bit better, yes? All right, some of you wrote expressions, many parts, yes? Something like that? All right, so did we cover the terms? Yes? All right, let's get straight at it. Copy this one, example 1. Multiply the polynomials. We got for part A, 6y to the third times 3y to the fifth, and for part B, 3m n squared times 9m squared n. Just copy it. I'm going to do one of them, you do the other. I won't tell you which one. All right. So, we have a problem at hand. Do me a favor, writing utensils down, hands off the keyboards, eyes up over here. Here we go. You'll finish copying a little bit. I'll give you time. It says multiply the polynomial. So let me see what I have here. This one only has one term, so it's a what? Monomial. Bless you. This one only has one term, so it's a monomial. So we have monomial times monomial. How about here? One part monomial, one part monomial. So this is the only instruction I'm going to give you when we're multiplying. Numbers times numbers, variables times variables. Simple instructions. Numbers times numbers, variables times variables. However, this is where it gets a little tricky. Look up to the screen. I want to do part B. Stop writing, focus. Number times number. What is 3 times 9? 27. Okay, we got that. Next, m times m squared. Are they the same kind of variable? Yes. Now, we're not combining, so they don't have to have the exact same exponent. When we're multiplying, as long as it's the same variable. So it's m the same as m? Yes. So what is m to the first times m to the second? So the exponents, what do we do with the exponents? They combine, so this becomes m to the third power. Let me go to the next one. N to the second times n to the first. So I bring down the n. 2 plus 1, that is 3. Copy that one, and I want you to do part A. Part A. After that, send me your notes. Show your neighbor part A, see if they have something similar. Looks like Jaden's got it, very good. Anthony's got it, very good. Both Anthony's. All right. So let me pick Mr. Q since this is the first one. All right. So numbers times numbers. 6 times 3, 18. Y to the third times y to the fifth. What happens to the exponents? We add them, yes? So therefore, y to the eighth. Hands if you got that. Okay. Is it coming back? Yes? All right. Let's do another one. You should be able to do these next one by yourself. Example D and E. 3x cubed times 6x squared. And part E is 2r squared t times 5t cubed. I'll give you some time for that. So, all right, check with the neighbors, see what they got for parts D and E, and then we'll have Rylan get us started. Parts D and E. All right, I think we got it. So, part D, Rylan, what'd you do? Give us the process. 3 and 6, that gives us x cubed times x squared, and that becomes x to the fifth. Hands if you got that. All right. Pass it to someone, part E. Maya A, walk us through the process. And that is? All right, so since there's no other r, she said bring down the r squared. Okay, and then? T times t cubed, so t to the first times t to the third becomes t to the fourth. Hands, have you got that? That is correct. Let's go, Maya, from the corner. All right, forward that to me. Send me your notes, please. So I think we got monomials times monomials good, right? We got it? Questions, comments, autographs? No? No autographs? All right, we'll hold those autographs till the end, okay? All right, so monomials times monomials. Well, look at this one. What do we have there? Talk it over to your neighbor before you copy. What do we have there now? We have, let's see, the first one is a monomial, and what is this one? A binomial. 1, 2 terms. Copy that, please. I'm going to go over this one completely just to make sure we got this. So we have example 2q, multiply the polynomial. We have 6pq times 2p minus q. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing this, and the reason I'm showing you the 2 different ways because some of us need more organization. I'm not saying some of you are disorganized. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we just need an extra support to organize ourselves as we are getting to the bigger part of the issue here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start off slow. Look up to the screen, writing utensils down. And once again, I'm going to start numbers times numbers, variables times variables, but I'm going to start one term at a time. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to circle my monomial, and I'm going to multiply this times the first term. Number times number. What is 6 times 2? 12. P times P, so that means P to the first, and P to the first, that's P to the second. Q, there's no Q on this one, so I just bring down the Q, that Q, I bring it down. Okay. We good? All right. Next, I'm going to now to the second term being this one. So, this same, and I'm going to multiply times this one. Well, we don't have a number here. What is the invisible number, everyone? I'm going to put it right there. It's a -1. So what is 6 times -1? That's -6. P times nothing there, so I just bring the P over. And Q to the first times Q to the first, that's Q to the second. Copy that for right now, and then I'm going to show you the second way. All right. Next, this second way, I call it the area model. Who's heard of that before? Okay, good. You guys haven't heard of the area model? What? Have you heard of rectangle? Yeah. So I'm going to find the area of that rectangle. So look up to the screen. Here we go. The first part goes here on the side. The second part goes on top. And anytime a term stops, I'm going to draw a line down. Okay, before you copy, here it goes. This is how the area model works. I'm going to multiply this, which is this side, times this little side. So I can find this area. So 6 times 2 is 12. P times P is P squared. And I just carry the Q. Next, I'm going to find now this area, which is this again, which is this, times this side, so for this area. So, an invisible 1, 6 times -1 is -6, P times nothing, I just write P, Q times Q is Q to the second. That's how you use the area model. Okay? Copy that, please, and label it. This is called the what? The area model. Area model. And some of you are remembering geometry, right? You're like, oh yeah, my favorite class. Yeah, let's go. All right. Send me your notes as soon as you're done with the area model, please. All right, so this way is called distributive property. That's what we're doing. We're distributing into each of the terms. This is called the what? The area model. So the first one is what? Distributive property. The other one is what? Area model. Distributive property, area model. Okay, so now that we have the hang of it, let's do this next one together. Copy this one, example 2 mega cube. And it reads 5r squared s squared times r minus 3s, close parentheses. I'll give you a head start. Multiply that both ways using distributive property and then using the area model. I'll give you some time. Go. Have the same thing, so I can pick someone to help me out. Check with your neighbor. Make sure they got the same thing for both methods, distributive property and area model. All right. So, all right. Help me out, Brandon, Doherty. Distributive property, what do I do? Multiply the monomial times what? Times r. Okay. So what do we get? 5r cubed s squared. Hands, have you got that? That is correct. There's an invisible one here. I'm going to show it so you guys can see it. 5 times 1 is 5. R squared times r to the first. R cubed. And just bring this one down. Okay? And then what do we do? Continue with this times negative 3s. That is correct. So then, therefore, we get hands, have you got that? All right. Let's go to the area model. Pass someone so they can help me with the area model. I'll just label it and now pick someone to help me. Bam! How about 5r squared s squared, and then up here I'm going to write r minus 3s. Question. Where do I draw the line down? Tell your neighbor. Where do I draw the line down? Tell your neighbor, please. Where do I draw the line down? We got it? Yes? All right. Kathleen, where do I draw the line down? Right here? All right. So, yeah, so as soon as the first term ends, before the other one begins, you draw the line down, and we do the same process. Here we go. This times that. Brandon Felix, go. Okay. Okay. And then this same times this one. All right, hands, have you got that? Yeah, we got it, yes? All right, send me your notes, please. So far, we did monomials times monomials. Right now, we're doing monomial times binomial. But some of you are like, Mr. Q, this is a piece of cake. Give us something with fractions. Right? Like one of my favorite characters in Sesame Street. Did I tell you guys already? Count Dracula? Have you guys know? Remember Count Jack? He used to count. 1, 2, and never mind. Copy this one. Example 2 to them Q. 1/2 x squared y times 6xy plus 8x squared y squared. Okay? Once again, do that both ways. But just to get us started, who went last? Brandon? All right, Brandon, pass someone. Martin, what do I do? So the monomial times the first term, okay. So therefore, 1/2 times 6, that gives us 3, okay. X squared times x, x cubed, and y times y to the second power. Yeah, because 1 and 1, that is 2, and this one is 2 and 1, that is 3. That is correct. Woo-wee. All right. Next. Pass someone, Martin. Robin. Next, this one times the second term. Go. So 1/2 of 8 is x squared times x squared, x to the 4th, and y to the 1st times y squared, y to the 3rd. Hands if you got that. Looks about right. Check your area model with your neighbor before you send me your notes. Check your area model with your neighbor. Make sure they have it down. All right. All right, send me your notes, please. All right, thank you, guys. So, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with monomials times binomials? 1 to 5, yeah, 5, 5, yeah, we got this, yes? So, we did monomial times monomial, monomial times binomial. See where we're going? Yes, Mr. Q, give us the good stuff. Here you go. Binomials times binomials. Copy this one, example number 3, parentheses a plus 4 times a minus 2. Once again, just copy that. I'm going to go over it with color, since you already have your colored pens and such, or highlighters, so that we can keep organized. All right? So, once again, I'm going to do this both ways, using distributive property and area model. Here we go. Now, at times, I'm only going to ask you to use the area model, okay? So, to get started, we have a binomial times a binomial. So, I need to multiply this one times these two. However, I'm going to start first by multiplying the first term times the other two terms. So I'm going to start with this one in blue, and you're just paying attention. You'll copy right after. Here we go. And I'm going to start by multiplying this one times this one and times that. So here we go. A times A. Exponent of 1, exponent of 1, so that gives me a to the second. Okay. A times negative 2, since this one has an invisible 1, so I'm going to write negative 2a. So far, so good? Yes? All right. Next. I'm done with this one times these two, so now I'm going to focus on this one times these two. So 4 times a and 4 times negative 2. So what is 4 times a? It's a positive 4a. What is 4 times negative 2? Negative 8. Negative 8. There you go. Copy that, please, up to right there. I pause the music. Here we go. So if you notice, what did we just do here? I'm going to label that as step 1, Roman numeral, I multiplied. When we multiply, that's when what do we do to the exponents on the variables? We combine exponents of variables. I'm being very explicit here because this is one of the concepts that gives people problems. All right, so I just multiplied, okay? So we need to do something else, though. Step 2. I'm going to do that in green. Step 2, Roman numerals, we add or subtract. We do what? Add or subtract. Once again, I'm very, very specific because some of us had issues with this. Step 1, we multiply. Are we done multiplying? Yes. But what do we do at the end? We need to add or subtract. So look at this. We have an expression. Can we add or subtract? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. Can we combine this one with anything else? No, so I bring it down. Can I combine the negative 2a? Yes, with what? 4a. So what is 4 minus 2? 2a. And then at the end, the constant is negative 8, and we are done. Copy that, please. All right. So binomial times binomial, and we're using distributive property, yes? All right. But my favorite, here we go. Draw that on the side, please. This is called, once again, the what? Area model. Now, once again, I'm giving you different ways of approaching multiplication because, like I said, I'm not calling you some of you that you're disorganized, but maybe you have friends that are. So this is another way of organizing your multiplication. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do this one together. The first part goes here. So I'm going to write a and then plus 4. So what's my first term? My first term is a, so I draw a line across. There it is. Next, I'm going to my other binomial. What is my other binomial? A minus 2. That goes on top. A minus 2. And then we draw our line what? Down after the first term. Okay. So, with that said, I'm going to use blue to start off with A. A is going to multiply this one, and it's going to multiply this one to fill in our areas. So what is A times A, everyone? A squared. What is A times negative 2? Negative 2A. Okay, so we're done with those areas. We're moving down to the next level. So underneath this one, I'm going to put in red. There it is. And I'm going to do the same thing to both of these values because these values are these measurements right here, yes? So what is 4 times A? And put a positive, positive 4A. What is positive 4 times negative 2? Negative 8. What we just did is what? What was step 1? We just multiplied. We're done with multiplication. Are we there? Now we're going to do what? Add or subtract. So I'm going to circle this one. Check this out. I'm going to do this in green. Is there another A squared? No. Bring that down. A squared. Next, is there another A? Yes, right here. So what is 4 minus 2? 2A. That is correct. And last but not least, we have a negative 8. Just bring it down. Did we get the same thing? Yes. It's just another way of approaching it. Some of you are like, wait a minute, I like this. Well, because some of you are disorganized. So this would help you guys out. Yes? All right. Do me a favor. Send me your notes, please. To the screen, please, just to clarify. When we get to the add and subtract, do we do anything to the exponents here and here? No. We don't do anything else with the exponents. We just combine stuff. Okay? So, from 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this right here? 5 fourths. Let's do another one. Copy this one. Example 3Q. We got 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 3. All right? 3x minus 5 times 2x minus 3. And I'll get you started here. So I circle the first term times this and that. And then the second term times this and times that. Let's see how you do. Go. Help me out, please. Jaden, go. 3x times 2x. 6x squared. 3x times negative 3. Negative 9x. Hands if you got up to right there. Okay, thank you. Continue, Emily. Negative 5 times 2x. Negative 10x. And negative 5 times negative 3. 15 positive. Hands if you got that. Are we done with multiplication? Yes. What's next? Add or subtract. All right. Is there another x squared, everyone? No, so bring that down. Is there another x? Yes, right here. So what is negative 10 and negative 9, everyone? Negative 19. You combine them and bring down the 15. Hands if you got that by yourself. All right. But some of you are used to that one. How about the area model? Let's do the area model. Sketch your area. Let's see. Let's set this up. What's my first binomial? 3x minus 5. So I write the first term here, and then minus 5 underneath, and draw a line across. What's my second binomial? 2x minus 3. 2x minus 3. Whoa, that's not E3. Three. All right, and then your line down after the first term. All right, so therefore, here we go. I'm going to multiply this one times these two and fill in this area right here. Yeah? All right. Anthony, D, help me out. 3x times 2x. 6x squared. 3x times negative 3. Negative 9x. All right. Jacob, negative 5 times 2x. Negative 10x. And negative 5 times negative 3. Positive 15, because negative times a negative. Are we done multiplying? Yes. Combine like terms. Is there another 6x squared or x squared? No. Bring that down. Combine this one and this one. So negative 10 and negative 9, that's negative 19x. And bring down the constant, which is 15. Did we get the same thing? Yes. Send me your notes, please. Then I'm going to give you one to do by yourself completely, both methods. Let's go. Got nothing on us. Let's go. You're like, Mr. Q, just crank it up already. Let's go. Let's go to the end. Right? Am I right? Am I right? All right. Copy that one. Example 3 super Q. 2y minus 3 times 3y plus 7. Do that one both ways. Distributive property and area model. Both. Copy and go. All right, some of you are finishing off. From 1 to 5, I'll come through you with binomials times binomials. Yes? All right, now check this out. Before you leave, though, look up to the screen. What do we have now? Binomial times what? Trinomial. But guess what? It works the same way. Before you leave, copy this if you can. This one times all 3. And this one times all 3 as well. And then the rest is history. Yes? Good one, guys. Enjoy your home play. See you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday. Let's go. Friday is coming. Let's go.